In this session, we will discuss about the levels of PCB. There are mainly three levels of PCB, that is level 1, level 2 and level 3 PCB. So level 1 considered as a low density PCB, and level 2 is considered as a moderate density PCB, and level 3 are high density PCBs. So we will understand the low density PCB. So in the low density PCB, in the given PCB, so you will find enough empty space. That means according to a circuit, the PCB board size is big, but you have a less number of circuit or less number of component. So this is the low density PCB where you will find enough space on the PCB, and any rules will be applied very easily. Any spacing constraints and any trace width constraints can be applied easily, and you don't find complexity in component placement and component routing. So that all comes under low density PCB. That means in a given PCB size, you have a less number of components, electronic components, and the routing as well as component placing is very easy in low density PCB, and it is not a time consuming, so it is fast driven design we can achieve in low density PCB. The next one is the level 2, where the moderate density PCBs you can see. So in a given PCB size, you will find enough number of components so that we can plan it for routing as well as component placing. Yes, it is not that difficult, but it is not that easy compared to low density PCB. So it needs some time to understand, it needs some time to do the component placement planning, and also it needs time to do the component routing. So this is moderate level PCB. So if you compare with the high density PCB, moderate density PCB can be done way faster than the high density PCBs, but when you compare it with a low density PCB, it takes some time if you compare to low density PCB. The level 3 PCBs are high density PCBs, where in a given board size you will have enough number of components, like it is critical for component placement as well as routing. So we need to do a lot of planning for component placement. Also we need to work on lot of planning, and practice is required to do the routing for high density PCBs. So if you compare with the moderate density, yes, it takes a lot of time to design. You cannot design it in a short time period, so it needs a proper planning. It needs a proper planning on placement as well as routing. So these are the three types. One is low density, where you have less number of component, and then second one is the moderate density, where we have enough component. If we compare to low density, we have more number of components. And when you go for a high density PCB, the number of components are more, and that comes the criticality in component placement and criticality in the component routing. So these are the three levels of PCB: level 1, level 2 and level 3.